Hi friends, welcome to Our Family Cooks. Today we are going to be meal prepping 3 different freezer chicken slow cooker recipes. These we are going to put in bags and then you can just keep them in the freezer. When you take them out, let them thaw, throw them in the slow cooker, and you don't have to do anything the day of. So they are perfect if you are looking for some easy freezer dinner meals. Also, quick reminder, my free postpartum meal prep guide is now available and it is linked in the description below. So make sure to check that out. It has lots of great recipes and tips and tricks on prepping for postpartum. So thanks so much and we'll get started. First, I'm going to start by labeling all of our bags so I know what's in them, and it's just way easier to label them when there's nothing in there and you're not trying to like write over food. So we're gonna label these first. I'm also adding the cooking instructions, so how long you want it to cook in the crock pot and then any items you need to do. So this one we're gonna shred the chicken after it's been cooked. That way you don't have to go back and try and remember what you're supposed to do with it. So the first recipe we are going to throw together in our bag is the honey sesame chicken recipe. And I'm hoping these bags have like a little where you can kind of flatten it. So I'm hoping that works. I know that there's some nice bag stands. I need to invest in those. They're on Amazon. I just haven't done it yet. So now that I'm gonna be making some more freezer meals, I need to invest in those because that'll just be easier. Okay, so first we need our chicken thighs, and you could use chicken breast too, but the chicken thighs they're more dark meat, so they just have a more moist and richer flavor than chicken thighs do, than chicken breast. But I do know that chicken thighs are a bit more expensive, so if you're looking for budget friendly, just go with chicken breast. And one nice thing that I love about these bagged recipes is that you don't have to do any cooking beforehand. This is all gonna cook in the crock pot when we eventually take it out of the freezer and go to make it. Just gonna trim off some of this fat here real quick. All right, I'm gonna throw this away and then I'm gonna wash my hands because you don't wanna be contaminating everything with chicken. Okay, and I did try to prep a little bit beforehand so this could go nice and quick. I would recommend you guys do that as well. So I've already got my peppers, my onions cut up, and all of my sauces and stuff that I'm gonna need to put in here. So just if you're trying to make this really quick and not be in the kitchen super long, I recommend prepping all of it beforehand and then you can just throw it in. And these onions were strong for me today, so I've been keeping them in the fridge because they have just been, I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant, everything is just like more intense. These onions have been just giving me a time this morning. I need about 1 small onion in there, and I cut up 1.5 large onions. So I'm just gonna be eyeballing the amount of onion and just pouring it in. So we've got soy sauce, about 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Just a small amount of sesame oil, very small. A couple drops, and then hoisin sauce. We need honey, so that's why I sprayed this so it comes out easier. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to invest in some of those bag gloves. Okay, and so there's just a couple items we have left for this one. We need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And we do need our olive oil again for another recipe, so I'm gonna leave that out. And then we need garlic and some red pepper flakes. Now, I am not a huge spicy person, so I'm not gonna put a ton of red pepper flakes in here. I will let my husband add more the day we go to eat this, but I am just gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon just so there's some of that in there. And then we also have a toddler and she's not a fan of spicy foods. So I don't wanna make it too spicy to where then have to make something completely else for her because that's annoying. So just 1/2 teaspoon and then people can add more later. Salt and pepper. Okay, and that is everything for our first bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal this up and we'll set it to the side. And also a tip, when you are getting these prepped for the freezer, make sure to lay them flat so then they're nice and stackable in the freezer. Okay, and on to the next one. We have a red pepper chicken. So I'm gonna add another 1.5 pounds of our chicken thighs. And then these all would be really good served over rice or noodles. And I will add the recipes and instructions for all of these in the description below. So make sure to check that out if you are wanting to make these at home yourself. And then this one needs our bell peppers. And I just chopped up green and red bell peppers. The green ones are not as sweet as the red ones, so I like the mixture in flavor between the two. Okay, and that's about 2 peppers. Call that good. And that is everything for our red pepper chicken. So these are so easy and quick. Probably the longest part is just cutting up the peppers and the onions. And if you wanted, you could cut that down a little bit by using onion powder instead. Make sure they're very nicely sealed. I got the like triple seal bags just to make sure, because I don't want these leaking in my freezer. All right, and we just have one left. Okay, so this one is a honey barbecue chicken. And this one has pineapple in it. So I'm really excited for that. I love cooked pineapple. I love pineapple on my pizza. I am one of those people. I gotta have pineapple on my pizza. So, all right, and of course we need our chicken thighs again. And these will be great recipes for you to make if you are also pregnant and looking for some freezer meals for after baby comes. These will be perfect. They'll also be great even if you're not pregnant and you just want to meal prep throughout the week and have some dinners ready, especially if you have a couple kids, they're in sports. This would be so easy to prep, freeze, and then just throw in the crock pot the night of when you need it. So this recipe, we also need our onion and our peppers. And I'm putting the rest of my peppers in here. I cut up 2 green bell peppers and 2 red ones. So I'm just evenly putting those in between the 2 bags. And then we need our minced garlic. I'm just gonna sprinkle a bunch in here. Salt and pepper. And small amount of red pepper flakes again. Okay, only 2 items left. We have a honey barbecue. If you really like spicy stuff and all your family really likes spicy stuff, go ahead and get like a hot honey. That would be really good. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of spicy stuff. I like flavor, but like intense spice is not my thing. And also my daughter wouldn't eat it. So I will, again, let my husband add more red pepper flakes or whatever that he wants. So we're gonna add about half of this, actually all of it. Might as well just add all of it in here. Okay, and then the last thing we need for this one is pineapple, and I am going to drain that because we're not really in season for pineapples right now. So I did go ahead and buy the canned pineapple, no sugar added, but I wanna drain it because we don't need all that extra pineapple juice in here. So those were our super easy chicken freezer dinner meals that you can throw together. I did it in 40 minutes, and that's with moving my camera and recording. So this definitely could only take you 20 minutes as long as you prep ahead of time and have everything ready to go. So make sure to check out my playlist. It'll be linked here of all the other things I am prepping and freezing for postpartum. Plus, they're just great, even if you're not gonna be postpartum, to freeze and have in your stockpile for when you need it. So thank you so much for watching. Check out my free postpartum guide below, and I will see you again next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.